All right, hey, welcome back to Mechanical Pros. I'm here with Braden today, and we are talking about indoor air quality. So there's a lot to indoor air quality. You can talk about it over and over again. Multiple strategies, but today we want to specifically talk about needlepoint bipolar ionization. The process of releasing positive and negatively charged ions into indoor air spaces in order to combat indoor air quality issues. So some of the things that come up with needlepoint bipolar ionization is, so why would we want to create an ion field indoor? Well, typically, there's ions that occur naturally, and they really show up in along the coast or waterfalls or outdoors where you have some sort of energy event that creates ions and releases them to the air, but we don't get that in indoor environments. We can go around and we can measure what our ion count is, but adding ions to indoor environments helps us eliminate dust, odors, and also kill pathogens. One of the best things that, or most powerful things, is the fact that we can also sanitize and sterilize surfaces with ions. And all that happens in nature, but it doesn't happen naturally without some technology. So what we do is there's a company called GPS Air, and they create all types of different products. And we release these ions into the air, and it causes an agglomeration process. And all these particles, negative and positive, are released into the air through an airstream, typically the air handler. So you would install this in the actual HVAC equipment or the duct downstream of the HVAC equipment. And all these particles, they go find other particles, they attract to each other, and then they would agglomerate, clump together, and then ultimately fall out. With GPS and bipolar ionization, our goal is to get to about 2,000 to 20,000 ions per cubic centimeter. And that range can vary how much sanitation you need in that space. But our typical rule of thumb is, hey, let's try to get somewhere between 2,000 to 4,000 ions per cubic centimeter. And we're able to add these to all different types of equipment as long as we have a constant and manageable airflow, because we're distributing all those ions through the air. A lot has changed with indoor air quality over the last few years. So before the COVID pandemic, our goal was typically to create clean environments inside the HVAC equipment. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bathe evaporator coils and air handlers and duct with ions in order to make sure we weren't growing mold or moving around viruses and pathogens. Since COVID, we're probably more focused on sanitizing and disinfecting the space where people are. We've moved those devices downstream of the evaporator coil and downstream of filtration, so those ions are getting to the space as quickly as possible. So how long does an ion typically live? Well, about 60 seconds is the average life of an ion before it lands on something. So the faster we can get that ion to the space, the faster it has a chance to cling to something else and actually provide some beneficial sterilization, sanitation, or odor control in the space. So what we do is we go and look at a room layout and determine where the best location to install these devices are. Our goal is to get the ions to the space to agglomerate and then have those dust particles, those pathogens, even the odors either be broken down with the ions and basically become inert, or they agglomerate and get sucked up in the filter or in the vacuum cleaner. So one example of bipolar ionization actually working is when you have that sunlight shining through a window and you can see all the dust particles floating in the air. Well, the goal of bipolar ionization is for all those dust particles to start sticking to each other, become bigger dust particles, and they fall out, either sucked up into the vacuum cleaner or into the air filter. And that's what we're doing with bipolar ionization. So all these particles they fall out, and then eventually, if you had that same sunbeam coming through a window, you wouldn't see all those dust particles. The air is becoming cleaner, and we are getting rid of those contaminants. So when you add bipolar ionization to a standard MERV8 filter, you would basically be getting twice the efficiency out of that filter. You're removing almost twice the particles than that you would if you weren't ionizing that space. And the reason why we're able to capture that additional material is that it's agglomerating, it's sticking to each other, and we're making it bigger so we can pick it up in the filter. So it's a cost-effective solution. You can really you can put ions into any area, and you can measure it, and you can make a science and an art of this. And so we have multiple products to be able to do this. So GPS has done a really nice job of coming up with a product lineup that can be applied to almost any type of a HVAC equipment, whether it's commercial, industrial. We can, as long as there's a constant and manageable airstream, we can get those ions to that space. So this DM2 is a duct-mounted unit. It mounts straight to the duct, and one of the cool things about this is it's made in the US, but it also comes with this boot here, the DMS. And that boot we can strap on with zip ties onto a round duct. So we can do, I think, anything down to 6-inch round duct up to I think we can even put on a square duct as well. Wow. So that helps us get a nice professional seal, and we know that we're treating ions in that airstream. And what we would have to do is find a power source and to be able to hook it up to a power source there. Typically, anything between 24 to 277 is what we can tap into. There's a few outliers, which we'll talk about in a bit. This is one of them that's an outlier. This is a different product. This is the CI2, and this is another really cool one. We actually have a demo of this product here, a hard demo, and this can mount in fan coil units, this can mount in air handler units, and it is only 24 volt. So if you have 24 volts, you can connect this straight to the unit, and if you don't have 24 volts, it does come with this transformer too that we can step down, I think, from anything from 277 down to 24. Nice. And this has self-cleaning on it. It has, you can see here, it's got these needle fibers, which is where we're emitting the ions. And it's on a timer, and it'll rotate, brush these brushes to take off any dust that's going to agglomerate on the actual needles itself. And that's one thing that's very cool that GPS does, because these things are attracting dust, so dust will collect on them, and when dust collects on the needles itself, it creates a resistance, and the effectiveness of that ion, the ions emitted goes down, and it can also cause an electrical arc as that voltage builds up and then eventually spikes. This is one of my favorites. This is the FC48. This is one of the units that we've installed the most. Braden, you've installed a ton of these. You know, yep. I think we both have. This does up to 4,800 CFM, or about 12 tons, and it's really easy to install. You can do self-tapping screws through these tabs here, or you can hook them up to these rare earth magnets, which are super strong. Braden, you want to break those apart there? Watch your finger.
Yeah. Very strong.
Magnets are strong.
Yeah.
And then you can also you can tie it into a BAS system if you need to verify whether it is an operation or not. I probably recommend not doing that unless you have a really specific operation that needs to be very closely monitored, just from the fact that it adds cost to the project. This is the FC24. So this is about half the ions that the 48 is emitting. This is great for residential applications, 3-ton units and such. If you put this in a classroom, this would definitely get you more ions than you probably need for a space. So it's a little thinner. And it's got these 2 windshield wipers that clean the brushes. If you have a larger duct application, so this is a larger duct, this is the 48, but in a duct mounted application, and we have lots of pictures and videos of insulation examples like this, very similar to the other duct mounted. It just produces more ions to the space, and this is a great way to get ions out into an environment for indoor air quality. So when you get to like small split systems and like VRV cassette, if you can't fit anything else in there, they do make a product that has these ribbons that are very thin, they're very, you can basically make them fit in any application. This is the GPS Irib 18, and this one is 110 to 240 volts, and you do need to be right there within that range. You can't be too far out, or you will drop off from an ion production standpoint on that one. That's probably one of the lessons we've learned on that, just that this product in itself is more susceptible to voltage than the others. And so this is the iMod, and this thing can go up to 240 inches, and you want these basically about 4 feet from each other, vertically, horizontally. If you put these downstream or of a coil, you're going to get a lot of ions into the space. If you want to make sure that coil is clean, you'd put this upstream of the coil, and we would be bathing ions in that as well. So one of the questions we always get is, okay, so how do you actually measure ions, and can you verify and confirm that we are getting proper ion coverage? And yes, there are ion meters. You can get a handheld ion meter. They have digital ones. There's this one, which is an older style. And then there are also ones that you can mount in spaces and tie into your building automation system as well to be able to get real-time ion counts. Again, those are somewhat cost prohibitive. I don't really see those be implemented unless you have like a clean room application where you're making microchips or something very specific, or a lab application where you got to make sure you have a perfect amount of ions. But most people, they just want to know, hey, am I getting enough ions to the space to sanitize and improve indoor air quality, whether it's dust, viruses, or odors. We've installed these in dog facilities and animal facilities and pet stores. Parvo is one airborne dog virus that this takes care of as well. It's not just viruses and dust, it's odors as well, VOCs. It'll knock out the VOCs, or the chemical smells from cleaning agents, and it will take care of VOC issues as well. We've installed it in fresh air intakes next to, in hospitals next to helicopter pads, because they're getting, every time that helicopter would land, they were getting fume intake into the hospital, and we were able to knock out the fumes and VOCs from helicopters by putting this in fresh air intakes in hospitals. And so it's pretty easy to install. I really like the fact that we have these self-cleaning almost windshield wipers for the brushes. It's proven. I think GPS does a really nice job of being professional and how they are making their products, and also how they're doing their testing. If you ever go to their facility in Charlotte, they have state-of-the-art testing facilities and chambers. It's always really impressive to go to and see. They're really making indoor air quality a part of everyday life, and that's exciting to see. We're able to put GPS in the really almost anything. This is a HEPA air filter, and so we got a HEPA filter down low, and then we put GPS up top. So this we're always emitting ions into the space, and then it's creating those dust particles and those pathogens to agglomerate, get caught up in the filter, and then we can change the filter per the manufacturer's recommendation on that schedule. But just makes almost everything more efficient, and it works, and it's way more cost effective than UV and filtration, especially when we're making filtration more expensive. And one of the things that I've seen as a fallout from the pandemic is there were a lot of temporary air purifiers that were sold and distributed. You see them a lot in classrooms and school environments. And 2 years later, they're all broken. They're over in the corner, or the filter has never been changed. But with these, the product is permanent. It's installed in the system, and you can verify its operation by measuring the ions in the space. All right, so this here is the IDF2, and it is the newest product from GPS, and this is designed to fall in place in a 2x2 ceiling grid. So basically, you take out a ceiling grid, you install this, and then you have air distribution and ionization in this unit itself. You can see there is a we have the C2 is mounted inside this unit here, and it's going to release ions into a space. So you could basically take care of, I think, about 1,000 square feet space with one of these in a classroom or so. So a great classroom application. It'd be permanent. You get a remote control with it. You're allowed to control the fan speed on it. You can verify whether it's on by seeing the light that illuminates when it is creating ions, and then you can also manipulate the airflow on it, and this thing kind of spins around and such. So pretty cool. I could see this definitely being applied in classrooms, and it has a visual aspect to it that a lot of people probably would feel more comfortable with, knowing that there is some sort of indoor air quality proactive measures being taken in a space. All right, so that's indoor air quality using bipolar ionization. Thanks GPS for providing this product. Great to be with you. It's not an easy subject to talk about because there's so many variables, but it's one that we love to talk about. If you have any questions, hit the comments, and don't forget to hit that like and hit that subscribe, and we'll check us out next time on Mechanical Pros.